Hello, I'm Colin Bradley. There can't be many subjects more difficult than the human portrait when it comes to painting and drawing, whatever your chosen medium. But the pastel pencil makes it that bit easier. Now we want plenty of white on, we don't want to skimp on this. You can see that I'm being very generous. Okay, that's the whole of the face completed, and rather than blow all that dust off, I'm going to use it. Using tight circular action with the finger, you can push it right into the paper, and you can see how that's really covered it well. That's one application. If it didn't work out like that, just do it again. But in a light skin tone like this, we need a good base, and that is a good base. Ready for the next colour. Now the next colour, we're going to put some ivory on. Just really adding this to the white. Now I'll continue in a moment down there, but you can see how effective that is. Okay, and now we have a nice creamy skin. Time to put the next colour on, which is going to be a pink. And we can still see the reference lines, and we just follow those now. This is the lightest pink that we have in the Faber range, and what we do is we just put it in on the darker areas to start with, and along the top edge of the nose like that. We'll not worry too much at this stage about fine detail. All we're doing is just getting accustomed to the face, getting to know it, and so on. Now we'll follow that all the way through until we've finished all the way down here. Now that's the first pink gone in. I'm following it immediately behind with a slightly darker pink. If you're following any of the numbers, I've used the white 101, the ivory 103, the pink, the first pink, which was 132, and now I'm using 189. As you can see, it's making a little bit more impact, and we need to really put it in the same place as we've put the other pink, but here we can be just a little bit more fussy and a little bit more direct, and I'll continue that in the same way as I did before through the rest of the picture. Now with 189 complete, we can use our finger once again to rub those two colours in. I'm not worried too much about going over the eye. I mean, I would normally turn the paper round to avoid these areas, but that would make it more difficult for you to see, so I'm putting up with it. You see the difference that's made, but you can see now already as we run through the picture, see the tones that are coming in at the very, very early stage. Now this is the basic idea, and that's all you need to do, as long as you've got plenty of white in and the other colours going on top and sitting there nicely. Okay, now for the next colour, and this is going to be a little bit darker. Now if we look at the reference picture, we will see that this is not all pink. We have an ochre face, a more natural face, but our pink, very pink face here is going to have to be toned down. So we're going to use a couple of colours to do that with. One is a 187, which is this one, and a 183. And we put the 187 in first because we don't want to have yellow jaundice, which you would have if we put too much of the yellow ochre on. So let's start the ball rolling. Much the same as before, only this time we need to be a little more fussy about where it goes. Using the side of the pencil is fantastic to create the shading, and then using the point of the pencil just to get in the finer detail. You'll see my point here is quite long and sharp, and do the same on the other side. And at this stage we might as well put a little bit of eyebrow in there as well. That's again only a shadow at the moment. We'll be putting darker colours in later. And then look on the top of the nose like that, and so on. Now I'm going to follow all the way through down here, but just before I do, I want to show you how we use the yellow ochre, and that's used on top, and just putting a little tone in the skin like that. And if I rub that in a tick, you will see that that is changing. It's changing the tonal value of the picture. Just enough. Alright, now I'm going to just continue with that. Right, I've completed all of the rest of the area here, but I've left the nose deliberately. Now we've got a little white dot. Let me show you the reference picture again. You see there? We've got a light coming the top of the nose, a little bit of light here, here, and very, very important little dot there that highlights the nose, gives it a little shine to a nose. So we put that in by just putting a little round mark. It's not a good idea to draw this on the original drawing because we show out look like a mole. So what we do is put a little bit of depth in there around it, like that. I'm going to go over with the white in a minute to emphasise it, but as long as we've got it there, we know where it is. Okay, and follow the nose down with a little bit of depth under here, like that, because we've got a bit of shadow on the nose. Okay, alright. Now just to make sure that we don't lose it, I'm going to put the white, a little bit of white.